A sharp knock rattled my gate at 3 a.m., followed by the shrill voice of Karen, the HOA president. She screamed that my pool violated community standards and threatened fines so steep they could drown any homeowner. My neighbors peeked through blinds as her rant echoed like a siren. The injustice was immediate, humiliating, and public. What Karen didn't know, though, was that I wasn't just any homeowner. Behind my calm smile, I held a power she could never imagine. The very power to dismantle her HOA from the inside. But that was just the beginning. Flashback a year earlier, I had poured every ounce of savings into this home. Late nights of double shifts, missed birthdays, and endless coffee runs had led to one dream, a backyard oasis for my family. My kids had begged for a pool, and when construction was finally done, it symbolized more than luxury. It was proof of everything we had overcome. Every splash echoed hope. This wasn't just a pool, it was the heart of my home. But Karen and her cronies didn't see it that way. At the next HOA meeting, they declared war, slapping me with their first bold move. A formal violation notice, stuffed with legal jargon and veiled threats, and that was when the harassment truly began. The harassment escalated like a storm. Letters appeared on my door daily, reeking of cheap ink and arrogance. Threats of $500 fines for unauthorized water features. Notes slid under my door, accusing me of endangering property values. At night, the sound of gravel crunching outside told me someone was watching. Once I woke to find my gate spray-painted with the word illegal. Even the smell of chlorine turned sour in my mind, tainted by their campaign of intimidation. Karen smiled smugly at community gatherings, rallying her supporters like a dictator in pearls. Neighbors whispered, sympathy mixing with fear. My family begged me to give up, but deep down I knew surrender was not an option, because soon I would reveal the power they had underestimated. I wasn't just a homeowner. I was the county auditor, the same office that reviewed and approved every HOA budget, every shady expense, every line of spending Karen thought was buried. Quietly, I began pulling files. I found bloated landscaping fees, consulting contracts signed by relatives, and thousands siphoned into mystery accounts. I gathered receipts, emails, and meeting minutes. At first, it was just for my defense, but the deeper I dug, the clearer it became. This wasn't just personal, it was criminal. Word spread. Neighbors began asking questions. Local reporters sniffed around. Karen had no idea the ground beneath her HOA empire was about to crumble, and the turning point was closer than anyone realized. Karen's final move came bold and reckless. In a late-night emergency meeting, she declared my pool condemned and ordered contractors to tear it down at dawn. That was the breaking point. The next morning, I arrived not alone, but flanked by county officials, a sheriff's deputy, and a stack of evidence thicker than her HOA handbook. Cameras rolled as I laid out every fraudulent expense, every illegal vote, every violation of state law. Karen's smug grin twisted into panic as reporters shoved microphones in her face. The very spotlight she craved now burned her reputation to ash. Justice wasn't coming, it had arrived, and the fallout was more devastating than she ever imagined. The collapse was swift. The HOA was dissolved, its funds frozen under investigation. Karen faced charges for embezzlement, fraud, and abuse of power. My pool stood untouched, sparkling brighter than ever under the afternoon sun. Neighbors cheered as fences were rebuilt, friendships mended, and fear lifted from the community. Families reclaimed their backyards without threats of petty fines. For my kids, the pool became a symbol of resilience. For me, it was sweet, poetic justice. As the sun set, laughter echoed across the water, drowning out Karen's legacy forever. And now I ask you, what would you do if an HOA tried to destroy your home? Have you ever faced a Karen like this? Share your story below and don't forget to subscribe for more tales of justice served.